You want flawless base makeup, but you want it on a budget. I got you a full drugstore base makeup routine. Let's get into it. If your skin looks like this, you need to exfoliate and moisturize. If your skin looks like this, you need to just moisturize. You got the exfoliation part down. Now, my favorite way to do this is with a hydrating toner. I don't love all milky toners because I have eczema and a lot of them break me out. This is a triple collagen one from Medicube. It's a very hydrating, very thin and lightweight, great if you have oily skin. And then you want to go in with a moisturizer. I am going to use the Lumi Glotion today because I feel like this is a really amazing hydrating product that also gives you a little bit of a glowy finish. All you need is 2 products, okay? So you want to use a thin hydrating toner, milky toner, whatever is your favorite, and then you want to go in with a moisturizer. But these brushes right here from Mange are amazing, okay? They are such a good dupe for like Hourglass Vanish foundation brushes, which I own, okay? It's a $45 brush. These are great dupes. We're going to use these. They're in my showcase. They're like $1 a piece because they're like 15 for an 18 pack or something like that. So I'm trying to keep everything here affordable. We're gonna go in with the L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear. This is the up to 32 hours. Now, you put this straight on your skin, put it straight on your brush. It doesn't really matter, but it does matter how you apply and what you apply it with. So I'm gonna put this on the places I need the coverage the most, and then I'm gonna go in and I'm going to tap it in. Notice I'm not swiping, okay? I'm tapping. Notice I'm not swirling. If I'm applying it the wrong way, on the wrong canvas, or with the wrong things, it's not going to look good. You can see it looks nice and hydrated. You could definitely add more for a more full coverage, but another drugstore option. This is the Milani Cheek Kiss. I have spoke so highly of this bronzer for so long. I own 2 shades in my personal collection. It blends like a dream within seconds. Play around and experiment with where you apply your product. Just because someone applies it there on themselves doesn't necessarily mean it's going to look good on you. Cream blush. Catrice is a great option. These are their little cream powder duos. They are on TikTok Shop. Catrice is kind of hard to find sometimes. Colourpop's really good. I love the Made by Mitchell one, which I feel like is very affordable as well. Doing another one of these brushes, and if you're scared about pigmentation, work it onto the back of your hand. I notice I'm tapping this. I'm not rubbing, wiping, or swiping. Choosing the shape and the size of the brush to match the shape and the size of where you're putting the makeup or the shape you want the makeup to look in the end. Does that make sense? Concealer, L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear Concealer. Really full coverage for a drugstore concealer, which we're gonna use the brush. Sponges are very affordable too, but we're just gonna use a brush because we're using brushes today. I love these brushes. They've been in my collection a while now. Be careful too, like experimenting with products, letting it dry down too long can cause it to break up and look strange on the skin. Makeup, it's looking pretty good, okay? Normally I would brighten the under eye with JCat Beauty concealer. I'm out of my personal right now, but I do have this Made by Mitchell Brighten concealer. I am trying to keep everything fair and like price wise. This may not be considered drugstore, but it is drugstore prices. Infallible Blurfection, I was right. If you feel like things aren't flawless, you can go in with a damp sponge. I'm just trying to show people because I know people seem to have issues with sponges. And the thing about sponges is it needs to be fully drenched and completely wrung out, so it is cohesively damp throughout the entirety of the sponge. Or powder puff, which these are very affordable, you can get them literally everywhere. Tapping the excess off on the back of my hand and then pushing this into the skin. Amazing powder, okay? It literally made my concealer look better somehow. Powder side of this blush, we're using these brushes once again. We're just going to add this to the cheeks. If after you powder, you are losing the definition of the bronzer and the blush you put on, yeah, of course you need to go back in with powders, but it's not necessary every time. L'Oreal Infallible Bronzer. I'm actually gonna use the same side of this brush just because it's nice and small. Covering literally all of the bases today, so we're gonna do highlight. This is in the shade Bright and Butter. It's the light champagne shade. Powdered and you've lost a little bit of hydration. If your skin is looking a bit dry, powdery, you can go over this with a fixing spray, which is what we were talking about. This is the NYX Bear With Me spray. So it just adds hydration back to the skin once this dries down. Sometimes if I feel like the sprayer might leave splotches, I will like tap it in with my sponge. It does not matter if the sponge is damp or not, just very light pressure will pick up your makeup. Then of course you're going to need a fixing sealing spray, and that's where the L'Oreal Infallible 3-second spray comes in. It is the best. Will not move. I promise you that. It's like hairspray, but for your makeup. Look at this. If you guys want to see the eye look, it's in a separate video. Go check it out. I love you, and I'll see you in the next one.